Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? Welcome to D Smith Let's Discuss. In today's session, I want to discuss foundational Black Americans. Fat Joe basically went at these individuals, calling them quacks, calling them out of their names. Now, when I did my research, basically, he called Black Americans trash. Now, that's what I heard. The same guy that has benefited off of the hip hop culture has called Black American trash. What do you mean, D? He ain't say that, cap. Check this out. So, first and foremost, I want you guys to do your own research on this subject matter. Do your own research. Then come back with an opinion. Now, according to the official FBA website, foundational Black Americans are descendants of black slaves who built the United States from scratch. Followers of this ideology, however, believe that the history of the foundational Black Americans goes back to the early 1500s, when they were allegedly brought over by Lucas Vasquez. So once again, basically, Fat Joe said, you Black Americans are trash and broke. That's what I heard. Right or wrong, let's discuss. Now, when you do your research, there's a lot of articles out there that saying FBAs are quacks, are crazy. Their ideology is way out of there. They are Trump voters. Whatever. Once again, do your own research. But doing my research, there is a divide between black, dark-skinned Puerto Ricans, dark-skinned Mexicans, people of an ethnic group that have dark skin. People of a different ethnic group do not want to be identified as Black Americans. Fine, it is what it is. Do not benefit off Black Americans then. Do not benefit off Black Americans. It is what it is. But Tariq Nasheed can explain it better than I can. So check this out.
How do I say this respectfully? I'm not your people. You're not my people. I don't roll like that. Just because we have the same skin color doesn't mean that you're my people or vice versa. And this is something that I've seen as an immigrant who has been living in the United States of America for more than a decade now. This past couple of years, people like you see me and automatically assume.
She said people like you. With the fake eyes, the fake hair, the fake eyelashes. Come on now. Everything about this young lady is fake.
That I'm a slave descendant, my ancestors are slaves, and then they expect us to think the same way, act the same way, or believe in the same things. And if we don't, we're crazy, or we're called all the racial stuff in the book, which is for another day. But first and foremost, my ancestors were not slaves. Secondly, they were not even Christians. My mother brought Christianity into our family. She never forced anyone.
Like I said, going forward, there's no such thing as black and brown. It's only black. You come benefit off the Black American experience, off the culture. You gain everything from it, the good, right? But when the bad come, oh, I'm not no Black American.
To be a Christian. We chose to become a Christian. We grew up in the church and I loved every bit of it.
Yeah, this is a term that I think I first heard about this term maybe 2 years.
So Tariq Nasheed, he's going to explain way better than I can the term foundational Black American. So I'm just doing my research, formulate my own opinion. But once again, do your own research. Let's discuss. Welcome to the session.
Years ago, do you have a book or an ebook about
Yeah, I got a book. I got a book. Well, I got a book really talking about my experiences. It's called Foundational Black American Race Beta.
Yeah. Talk about this term. Where did it come from and what inspired that?
The term Foundational Black American, I really got that term from Claude Anderson. I'm a big student of Claude Anderson, and I would chop it up with him, not just in my movies, but I would have him on my podcast, and he would talk about how unique Native Black Americans are. He would use the term Native Black Americans, and he would talk about how unique we are as far as our lineage. We are a unique group, which is true. And I started using the term Native Black American, but sometimes that term would confuse people because they thought, well, do you mean a Cherokee who's mixed with black? Do you mean a Choctaw who's mixed with black? So that term would be somewhat confusing. So I said, let's do another term. Let's tighten that term up so that there won't be any confusion. So foundational instead of native, because black people, we are the founders of this nation, meaning we're the foundation. We built this nation from scratch. So white people couldn't even say that they did that.
You changed that term?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I came up with the term foundational Black American based on Native Black American from Claude Anderson.
Wow, that's deep. Yeah. It's been taken off. I go on Clubhouse and there's these really interesting debates between foundational Black Americans and Black immigrants from Africa and the Caribbean. Mm-hmm. And it gets a little nasty sometimes.
It does get nasty, yeah.
And it's sometimes a little offensive. Me being that I have roots, my roots are in the Caribbean, mm-hmm. but my roots also go to slavery. In fact, I could trace my roots to the actual name of the slave that is a descendant on my dad's side, named Julian Alonso, who was a runaway slave from an island called Curacao. Mm-hmm. Not too many people can name the person in their family who was that slave. So I feel like my history and my background is very similar mm-hmm. to foundational Black Americans, mm-hmm. but there's this divide now. And I think maybe the divide, some people saying the divide is becoming more severe because of you.
No, well, that's a cop-out because that's a projection. Let's be very clear. The divide has always come from the immigrant class. Always. We have been the only ones welcoming them in as brothers and sisters and saying, hey, you black like me, we all black.
Do you agree? Drop a comment. Let's discuss. Let's go. Welcome to the session.
The minute many of people from the immigrant class, they do something constructive, they go out of their way to distance themselves from us. So if they go get a PhD, well, I'm a Nigerian American, man. Facts. I'm the first Nigerian American with a PhD.
Facts.
All right. I mean, good for you, brother. If they win a track meet or whatever, the first Ghanaian American, they go out of their way. This woman who's the spokesperson at the White House, they made a big deal about it. Well, she's the first Haitian American. She's Haitian. She's a Haitian American. They go out of their way when it's constructive. When a motherfucker rob a liquor store and he's Haitian, well, he's black. If somebody rapes 18 women, oh, he's Nigerian, but he's black. He's black.
So whose fault is that, though? It's not.
That's theirs and the white people too. That's theirs and the white people.
I would say it's white media.
Yeah, and them. They do that shit too.
Well, they do it when it's to affirm some success.
Yeah. No, but you black when you want to dump your trash on us. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't want nobody's fucking trash. Yeah. I don't want nobody's trash. If we're gonna be different when it's positive, be different when it's negative.
So where is the lie at? Black Americans and black immigrants. Even the black Africans don't like black Americans. Where the lie at? They don't.
Don't just be black when it's negative, and then we get the stigma for it. In New York right now, there's a lot of crimes against Asian people. The people just running up hitting Asian people in the head in New York for no reason. We did the research. Many of these people are immigrants. These are not FBAs doing that. We look at the background of these people. We're seeing a lot of these people are not even FBA. But we get the stigma. So when the stop and frisk comes, I'm getting hemmed up because of what this motherfucker just did. We're saying enough is enough. If we're going to be all one group, let's be all one group. Since you're making it clear that we're different, we're going to be different all across the board. And we have a different, unique lineage, and that's okay. We celebrate everybody's unique lineage. They just had West Indian Day Parade out there in New York. Wonderful thing, celebrate that. Nobody has a problem when everybody else wants to celebrate their lineage. We have a lineage. We have a unique lineage here as Foundation of Black Americans. We want to celebrate and acknowledge that. That's not divisive. That's what everybody else is doing.
So what is the solution? Because there's no way.
There's not a problem for there to be a solution. See, that's not a problem. Us acknowledging our lineage is not a problem.
So I totally agree with this point. It's not a problem. Everybody else acknowledge where they came from. It becomes a problem when Black Americans do it. I wonder why.
You don't need a solution for a problem that doesn't exist. Everybody should just say, hey, look, we celebrate your uniqueness as a foundational Black American. The problem is a white Latino using the N-word over and over again, and he's in a room full of Caribbeans. Our brother Math Hoffa, he's Caribbean. From what I understand, many of the...
So this is a response when Fat on the Math Hoffa show and was basically calling out niggas, calling Black Americans broke, dancing all in your face. That's what I heard. The same guy that benefited off Black Americans. Crazy, wow. Let's discuss. Welcome to the session.
In the room were Caribbean, and a lot of people felt a certain way about that too. They, okay, these they key in when this white Latino is talking greasy in a room full of Caribbeans.
You see how we call him a white Latino? Think about it. Look at the skin color.
Which is what a lot of people from our lineage has been saying. There's a lot of little secret vitriol there. You understand? And the backlash got so bad, our brother Math Hopper had to take that video down. The backlash, I don't think Fat Joe was expecting that. I don't think Joe was expecting that. There's no small group of anything. There's 43 million foundational Black Americans, and they kind of feel a certain way. They created hip-hop 50-50, so they can't look like they're leeching off of foundational Black American culture. And again, they're still upset over the film Microphone Check. The movie Microphone Check shut down all those lies. The Microphone Check cleared up a lot of lies and rumors, and they cannot sit here and try to use that, well, you, Tariq, y'all ain't from New York. It's a New York thing. You say if you ain't from New York, you can't speak on it. We got a film full of New Yorkers, particularly people from the Bronx, particularly the people who were the pioneers, who were there at the beginning, who told the truth about the beginning of hip-hop, and it was not 50-50. It wasn't 50-50. Now, we got to understand Fat Joe. People have accused him of being a pathological liar. A lot of these non-FBA people who come from these Caribbean and African backgrounds, unfortunately, lying is kind of a standard practice.
So I see this as trying to steal hip-hop culture. The beginning of it. That's how I take it. When you have a white Latino saying hip-hop was started by Latinos. It's the beginning, the narratives. They want to change their narratives. They want to change their narratives. I'm right or wrong. Let's discuss. Welcome to the session.
Why a lot of these places are in shambles to the point where they have to flee and their families have to leave, because nobody can build enough trust with each other to stand on business and build an infrastructure the way they need to, because everybody's lying, scheming, scamming. Then they'll bring that lying, scheming, scamming disposition over here among us, and we're just not having it. Now, with Fat Joe and the people who support him, because here's another thing, as this stuff is being posted on those FBAs ain't good. We stand with Fat Joe. Fat Joe telling the truth. So a lot of these Negroid Caribbeans, and some Africans too. Some of y'all Africans are siding with Fat Joe too, and lying with them. Y'all spreading lies with them. One lie is basically saying that Africans are a group and organization. That's the one lie. Second lie is that there's a leader. Me, I'm the leader. That's another lie. Another lie, they start talking about we're Trump voters. Yeah, there's a bunch of Trump voters and that FBA, they all of them be voting for Trump. That's another damn lie. There's 43 million foundation Americans, the majority of immigrants. So that's a lie. More lies. And they wanted to lie about hip hop. And the thing is, we're not accepting lies. Number one, there was no Puerto Rican and black creating hip hop 50-50. That's a lie. The Puerto Ricans were not there in the beginning helping to create hip hop. That's a lie. There were no Puerto Ricans rapping in the early 70s or before. They were not DJing then. That's a lie. They were boying then. They came later. All of that is a lie to say they were. And then when you point out that they weren't there in the very beginning and you can show the pioneers who were there, they started to lie on some of the early pioneers by saying that they were Puerto Rican. Like the first B trick. They used to run around here lying that Sasa and Trixie were Puerto Rican. Both of those men are in microphone check. They said, no, we're not no Puerto Rican. We're from South Carolina. We're from the Carolinas. Not only are we not Puerto Rican, when we were dancing, wasn't no Puerto Ricans around. They said this in microphone check. Then they tried, Crazy Leg, went on Drink Champs and told that lie that Disco King.
So yeah, guys, what do you think? Like I said earlier in the video, I'm just starting to do my research on this and formulate my own opinion about this. Do your own research. It's only this is only a discussion, man. If you get in your feelings about this, you have to ask yourself, why am I getting upset over this subject matter? Check your feelings, drop a comment, let's discuss. Thank you for attending this session. If you liked the video, hit that button, man. I'm out of here.